Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's another great day to be alive. I hope all is well for you and your loved ones. Today, we are getting into Psalms and Proverbs 15. Um, let's dive right into it. Excuse me. Psalm 15. The character of those who may dwell with the Lord. A psalm of David. Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that walketh uprightly and worketh righteousness and speaketh the truth in his heart. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, but he honoureth them that fear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own heart, and changeth not. He that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent. He that doeth these things shall never be moved. This psalm. Oh, and by the way, once again, just putting it out there. I'm reading out of my parallel Bible of New King James, and I'm not saying my Bible is the right one. As you know, there's many Bibles out there, and the people have different beliefs as well, and some may or may not believe in the Lord and question, things like that. And once again, you know, the Psalms and Proverbs, regardless of where you're coming from, there's good you could still take from it, and apply it to your daily lives and how you treat people you encounter, So it's not a bad thing, So this is for everybody. It's not just for those who believe. It's for everybody, and you know, and it's up to you to decide what to do with this. I'm just, you know, providing it for you for your own resource. If you want to lend an ear, and it's available for you. From Psalm 15, my interpretation, what I'm taking from it is that those who believe in Lord and who do right, and speak truth, do not lie, do not work against your neighbor, do not work against your fellow human, right? Or try to get over them, you will not be moved because your faith is in our Lord, and you know what you're supposed to do and what you should be doing. And there's a lot of us who we know what to do, but we don't do it. And there's those who do it, what they're supposed to do, and are strong. Their roots are grounded, and they will not be moved no matter what anybody says or do. Those people are very hard to come by, honestly, and they are out there, but they are they are difficult to find. Especially with current events and everything like that. It's not impossible though, and it is possible for you to become one as well if you choose to. No one's trying to force you or anything. As I mentioned, this is a resource for you, and you do as you wish with it. But Psalm 15, to me, it summarizes, you do what you know you're supposed to be doing, and your faith is so strong in our Lord, and your belief that you will not be moved no matter what. You know, you will not be shaken. So that was Psalm 15. And now we're going to Proverbs 15. Alright, here we go. Proverbs 15. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger, which is true. The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness, which is also right. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. A fool despiseth his father's instruction, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Hell and destruction are before the Lord, how much more than the hearts of the children of men? A scorner loveth not one that reproveth him, neither will he go unto the wise. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. The heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast. Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is, than a stalled ox and hatred therewith. A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. The way of the slothful man is as an hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain. A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish man despiseth his mother. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Without counsel purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season. How good is it? The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live. The heart of the righteous studieth to an answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoice the heart. The ifs get me. And a good report maketh the bones fat. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Ooh. That was Proverbs 15. It's definitely, I cannot say, concrete, I know all the 7 virtues and all the 7 deadly sins. But from reading this Proverbs 15, I know wrath is one of the 7 deadly sins, and then a counter of that, I can't exactly say of the virtue, but I know that with wrath, there's nothing good coming from that. I mean, it's just a path of destruction, as you know, but those who do not anger quickly. And right now, especially now with current events, it can be difficult to not anger quickly, because with people, as you know, it's not everybody, but most of them, it is very hard to be patient and to not anger quickly, and to keep yourself calm. Because a lot of people, they look out for themselves and their loved ones, and they don't care whose way they have to get into, whose way they have to, run through, because as long as themselves and those they care for, benefit, they don't care about anybody else. And of course, that's not everybody, but there's a lot of people who are like that, and it's just, as we talked about before with Proverbs, they are all linked up and connected. They have their own lessons within, but they all have the common connection, and of the ways of, living righteously and the ways of living wickedly, and the path of living rightly. What are your rewards? In the path of, living wrongly, what are the rewards with that? And the consequences, for both, good or bad. And, well, good and bad. Good with the righteous, bad with the foolish, right? But there's a lot to be learned. Like, as I said, if you don't believe, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because you have the freedom of choice, of course, and I'm not here to force you. But if you could take anything, if you do choose to lend an ear, is take the good, from the Psalms and Proverbs, and, think on it, and reflect on yourself of how you go about doing things, treating others, and your behavior. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and nobody's perfect. We all have our faults, and regardless of our faults, we're still loved. Nobody can be perfect. It's impossible, right? Except, well, our Lord, of course. But as far as us humans, right? No. Just look what's going on. No, we're not perfect. And if you think you are, then you better do some self-reflecting, you know. Um, but yes, Proverbs 15. There's a lot you can learn from here. Lessons and warnings. Like all the Proverbs is lesson and warnings. In the Psalms too, it's like there's the stories. To me, from what I'm getting, is from the Psalms, they're like stories, of lessons. And the Proverbs are lessons as well. Not so much of a story, but consequences, good and the bad, depending on what you're doing and how you're living your life and treating others, and go about doing things. And that's something to remember, a reminder, don't forget. We're all human here. Why would you, I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying, I say hello to every person I see. I'm not saying, um, I'm not judging anyone by just seeing their appearance, because for me, especially one of my younger days in the past and everything, I, would judge someone by their appearance, and I'll be, as you know how it goes. You see someone, they're dressed a certain way, they're behaving a certain way, they look a certain way, whatever have you, they speak a certain way. It's easy to judge and say, oh, they must be like this or they're like that, they do this, things like that. It's so easy, and that's one of the things I've been working on, and I correct myself, because it's easy for me to just get ahead and just from seeing somebody or hearing somebody, or the way their clothes or whatever. It's easy to just for me to go like that and have to stop myself and be like, hey, and the saying as it goes, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You don't know what's within the book, the story, as everyone has, stories of their own, their experience and everything they've gone through. So you cannot go off by what you see of, of people, right? Other people. But that was Psalms 15 and Proverbs 15. I hope you guys were able to take the good from it, and I hope that we're able to reach a lot of people, through our videos and the live streams. Because there's a lot of people out there who don't realize it, but the so-called norm is not good. There's not a lot of, because I'm not going to get into deep into it, but a lot of things that are considered normal and things like that, they're not good. And a lot of people don't realize it because they're used to it. We grow up in it. Propaganda, TV, commercials, advertisements, or whatever have you. You're raised in it, so you think that's fine. It's good, but in reality, it's not. And there's so many things we could talk about as far as that goes, but we won't get into it. But I hope you guys continue to stay safe wherever you are. Be good to one another. And I'll do my best to do also not anger quickly right with people, because a lot of people right now, especially now, test my patience. Whenever I'm out and about. But don't give up. Don't give up on humankind. Lord knows. We cannot give up on one another. There's still hope for us. I like to think there's still hope for us. So please don't give up on one another. Please treat each other right. And be kind. Be good. And until next time, y'all, I will catch you later. Oh, and also continue to be a blessing unto others. See ya.